Hello, everybody! Hi there, everyone. I hope you are well. Okay, today's assembly is about hope again. But I thought we'd just remind ourselves of our school values, which are here to here. And so this is the photo of inside our reception area. And it says, our values make us richer. So we've got respect, integrity, curiosity, hope, excellence, and number 6, responsibility. And so we're going to be looking at hope again today. I'm just going to shrink myself down a little bit so I'm not in the way too much. And there I am. And so here we have our one of our RBOTs, hope. And hope is all about looking to the future positively and planning how to get there. And our world, we've throughout history, people who've changed the world have been hopeful. And they've done things which have enabled the world to change. And today, January the 18th, is a celebration of one person who did this very thing and who was very hopeful, and he managed to change things. He did lose his life in the process, which was very tragic, but he did manage to change things for millions of people. And his name was, and here he is, Martin Luther King Jr. And there he is giving a speech. He was a great orator. That means he's a great speaker. And he did lots of speeches which made people really feel passionate about what he was talking about. And what he was talking about was making sure that people, regardless of the colour of their skin, were treated the same. Okay, I'm going to share a book with you now. I'm just going to hop over to the other side. Make myself a little bit bigger. Hey! And here is the book. It's from a series of books which are called the Little People Big Dreams series. And this one is all about Martin Luther King Jr. I'm going to just slide over. It's written by Maria Isabel Sanchez Vergara and it's illustrated by Mai Lee Degnan. Okay, let's have a look at this lovely book. Some great illustrations in here. I need to shrink. I'm too big. Little Martin was a spiritual boy from Atlanta who came from a long line of preachers. His dad was a preacher, his uncle was a preacher, his grandfather was a preacher. Maybe he'd become a preacher too. And a preacher is a religious speaker, and that's what Martin's family were. One day, a friend invited him over to play. Martin was shocked when he was asked to leave because he was black. That day, he realised something terrible was going on. This terrible thing was called segregation. It meant that public places like restaurants and buses had separate spaces for black and white people. Martin and his friend were sent to different schools, and neither of them looked very happy about it, do they? Martin believed that one shouldn't remain silent or accept something if it's wrong. He promised himself that when he grew up, he'd fight injustice with the most powerful weapon of all: words. Martin studied at universities in Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts, where he read about Mahatma Gandhi, the man who had improved the lives of millions of Indians with peaceful methods of protest. When he finished his studies, Martin moved to Alabama and became a pastor of a church in Montgomery. Every Sunday, from his pulpit, he encouraged his congregation to speak up about things that mattered. One evening, a woman called Rosa was arrested for refusing to give her seat to a white man on a bus. Martin asked the people in his community not to take the bus again until the law was changed. And you might remember that when we looked at Black history earlier in term, we looked at the Bristol Saints and the role that they had in the bus boycott in Bristol, which was for similar reasons. Many citizens were inspired by Rosa's story and Martin's words. Suddenly, buses were almost empty. They stayed empty for more than a year until segregation on Montgomery's buses finally ended. It was the first major civil rights action in America, but not the last. Martin encouraged people all over the country to stand up for their rights and join in with peaceful protest. They were often attacked, and Martin was arrested 29 times. But he and his followers never fought back with force. He knew that hate can't drive hate, only love can. Martin helped to organise a protest march on Washington where he gave a life-changing speech. It began with 4 simple yet powerful words. I have a dream. The next year, Martin became the youngest person to win the Nobel Peace Prize. His words of hope, peace and justice called a nation to change its laws and make them equal for everyone. And if you listen to your heart, you can still hear little Martin asking you to keep his dream alive. A dream of a world where we are judged by our character and not by the colour of our skin. And that's a line in his speech that he gave when he was in Washington that day, and all those people marched. And there wasn't just black people that marched; white people marched as well. It was all about understanding that you should be judged about how you behave, rather than the way that you look and the colour of your skin. So that's the story of Martin Luther King, a very, very famous American who made a real difference to the lives of people, and he did manage to get rid of segregation. And we have amazing people like that in our communities. And I do hope that you do cast your minds back to the saints of St. Paul's and the work that they did to make Bristol a fairer, more equal place. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's assembly. I'm going to shrink myself away. I'll see you all soon.
Bye, everybody. Take care. Bye.